Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs, the products. Do you have a phone? Make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Now, let's talk about this. Let's take a look at it every day at this time. OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Let's take a look and see what the loans did on Friday. We don't have APRs. We do not know what the buyers paid in points or received in points. All we know is interest rate from OBMMI. 30-year conforming, 6.632 up. 30-year jumbo, 6.72 down a little bit. 30-year FHA, 6.559. That was up. 30-year USDA, that was down just a little bit. That's in the rural areas. Generally no down payment, 6.498. And the 30-year VA loan was up a little bit, 6.293. And today that's based on Friday. That's all Friday's activity. Today, the 10-year Treasury is up 2 basis points, 3.72. S&P 500 is up 7.48. Mortgage-backed securities are down 14 basis points. That means interest rates are up once again, and we're going to tell you why. So here's the issue, and it's pretty simple. It's all supply and demand, and can you say FDIC issues once again? So here's what's going on. Recent activity in the mortgage-backed security market. It's been really frustrating. Seeing inflation come down. The shelter numbers finally, as of May 10th inflation report, are finally below where they were a year ago. But rates have not improved. Why would that be? Supply and demand for mortgage bonds. The FDIC assumed $114 billion in treasuries and mortgage-backed securities after Silicon Valley Bank and Signature went under, and they're trying to sell those assets. That's adding selling pressure to the bonds. That's more supply, and unless the demand matches it, that means the prices go down, yield or rates go up. So that's part of it. Additionally, the debt ceiling uncertainty is not helping. This will be temporary, and the selling will be exhausted, but we got to weather the storm for now. Once it's over, the fundamentals will take over, and inflation is on the way down. Federal Reserve. Presidents Bullard and Logan want another hike. We heard from the Fed Chair Powell on Friday, who said that rates may not need to rise as high given credit stress. This sets up for a potential pause at the next meeting. The current odds of a rate hike moved back down to 20%. So that's for the June 14th meeting. Neil Kashkari said it could go either way for a pause at their next meeting, but even if they do, they should not signal they're over, and they should remain data dependent. Mr. Kashkari, you've been wrong every time for a while, because you're looking in the rearview mirror and not looking at forward-looking data. He also said if the Fed doesn't reach 2%, they lose all credibility. Does that mean they have some credibility right now? Problem is, Fed is looking at old data. We know when it gets to 2% inflation, will be much lower. This is the same reason we got into this inflation mess in 2021. CPI only showed 1.5% inflation, but real inflation was much higher as shelter costs skyrocketed 15%. But that was not captured due to the lag. If the Fed started hiking sooner and stopped buying mortgage-backed securities and treasuries, we would have likely avoided this entire mess. These guys are always looking at old data instead of what's going on currently. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990.